Do you feel then that those two artists can help us get what we consider that global recognition, aka the Grammy?
I think Marshall should have had that one wrapped up long time. Me performing came from watching Trini Boy Juicy perform. Whenever I saw him perform, he always had that command of the stage. I don't listen to nothing else except UK soca.
I love that.
UK-based soca music.
Love that.
From everybody that I know. We're going through the whole catalogue. From everybody, from lieutenants straight back up the road.
Welcome back again, folks. Soca Odyssey. It's your boy, Sir Influential. I am here. And my guest this evening today is the Bajan sensation, the Bajan unruly boss, the one, the only, get twisted troublemaker, Terrah Dan, the chocolate boss.
Yo.
What's going on? We
What's
outside.
happening, brother? Yeah, we outside. We outside every day, all day.
Every day, all day. Straight up, we're not getting into no long talking. The people that know who you is, know who you be. Follow Terrah Dan on the socials. We outside. Talk to me about the project We Outside, because we're really outside now. And it's been a minute. I remember the start of the hiatus, the pandemic. We had conversations off socials about, you know, artists and the music and pumping, and no carnival, no fetes even.
Nothing, yeah.
And you were in a awkward mental space.
Yep.
Talk about that.
Right, so first things first, We Outside. That was like, the original rhythm came out 2 years ago, I believe. Stiffy from Barbados was the only song. No, I think there was two songs on it. They actually re-released the rhythm. So one of my good friends who now lives here, AON Dynasty, he actually co-produced the rhythm with DJ Kai, who I already work with. So he was just like, yo, you want to get on the rhythm?
Big up AO, big up the whole AON team, big up Dynasty,
yeah,
big up
Skills,
DJ Kai.
Biggest, Tank, everybody, yeah? He's like, yeah, you jump on the rhythm. So the whole time I had the rhythm, I had nothing. I had nothing. All I had was We Outside. Because at that point we was coming out of lockdown and everything was going nice. I'm like, yeah, we're outside. I'm going everywhere. We're gonna be We Outside. And then once we got in the studio, that We Outside became the whole chorus and the whole thing. I was like, yo, put this on a t-shirt, put this on a tracksuit. Everywhere I go, you're gonna see me in a We Outside shirt. So yeah, but yeah, differently to that, it was a bit strange to release music that's like, especially coming out of the pandemic, where I hadn't released any music really. This was like the first official release back. Everybody's back. So yeah, it was a strange one. I give you that, in terms of like getting back into the groove of promoting and being out and performing again. But yeah, we made it through, and We Outside. Video coming soon too, so you know.
We give thanks. How important is it for you to have that personal touch with the people, the energy? Because some artists prefer to just create and be in the studio, and some artists prefer to be outside performing. What say you?
I like both. Personally, performing takes the first place, recording takes second place, but I enjoy both processes. For me, performing came from watching Trini Boy Juicy perform. Whenever I saw him perform, he always had that command of the stage, he always had that command with the crowd, and I'm naturally that anyway. So when I stepped out, it was like, right, where is my place in performing? And after a little while, you get to find out, right, I can interact with the audience. If something goes wrong, I can freestyle. So you start to build your own kind of character on stage. Whereas when I'm recording, it's a completely different vibe. Because there's like 2-3 people in the studio, we're building a vibe to be able to record. So yeah, I would say performing over recording, but I enjoy both.
And performing over recording, We Outside 2022, give us some of the highlights, cause like I said, we in the closing part of the year now. Black History Month done, the carnival season done. What have been some of the highlights for you for this year, performing wise?
Performing wise, I've been kind of quiet this year. Family time and reflection time, but I can give you 2 highlights performing wise. Flag show with Hyper Sounds.
Big up the Soca Madhouse team, yes.
Big up Soca Madhouse.
And big up the Hyper
And that
Sounds.
was special to me because I know Hyper Sounds. We've known each other for years. So when I got the phone call to say, yo, Hyper's coming, do you wanna? I'm like, of course, yes. Like,
Straight away.
it was no hesitation. That was definitely one of my highlights. The other one would be Notting Hill Monday. Actually hearing We Outside on big speakers and watching people react. And some people were singing the words and I'm like, how do you even know this song? Like, so that was probably my top 2 for the entire year, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Not over yet,
It's not
true.
over yet.
Talk to me about Notting Hill Carnival Monday, because it's good to hear it from the masquerader point of view, from the band leader point of view, from the DJ point of view. But what about now the artists who, you know, like you ain't been able to go back to BIM, you ain't been able to go here, go anywhere. It's your first real feel of the outside world, like on a global scale, because people have flown in for this. How was your carnival this year?
This year I was a civilian. I wasn't in artist capacity at all. I was just there to enjoy my time because this is the first one since how long? So I was like, right, it's not right for me to work in the full capacity. I need to have this little time for myself and enjoy what I missed about Notting Hill and all this kind of stuff. So for me as an artist, it was great seeing all the DJs back on trucks. Every truck that I looked at, I knew a DJ. And it was hailing me up, big smile, playing music. Everyone's getting back to doing what they love. And that's what brought me joy, just seeing everybody like in costumes. You've waited all this time to be in a costume and now you're just happy as punch the whole day. So that was my kind of experience. Usually artists on the road is a bit hectic, moving from truck to truck. You don't usually have time unless you're based on one truck. You don't really have time to sit down and enjoy anything.
True.
But yeah, this year I kind of took it easy, relaxed a little bit. And yeah, this year was really good for me. Relaxed at the Supermalt stage. Got good treatment by Supermalt. Big up Supermalt.
Big them up.
Mastermind.
They've been pushing the scene for a while. And I do like a good Supermalt, you know, I can't lie. And big them up, let me say, because I had their new flavour at Remedy.
Hey, their new flavour slap, yeah.
The passion fruit, it was pleasantly nice. So if you're watching this, go and try the passion fruit Supermalt and big up Supermalt. And you know, if you don't want to sponsor the show, please do get in contact with us. Somebody send this to them. Soca Odyssey. We love you, we love we. It's one thing.
This is it.
I'm enjoying hearing this from the artists because at the start and the middle of the pandemic, artists were, like yourself, were feeling overwhelmed and also underwhelmed. Overwhelmed because it's like, yo, it's a lot of sudden changes. And then underwhelmed because you can't easily do your routine of creativity and execution. But it gave rise to, like you just mentioned, family time. How important is family time to you now?
Family time's always been important to me. I've got a young son, so I spend as much time with my son as possible. Family time, definitely now, in the times that we're in now, and life is so easy to just be gone, it's extremely important. Never put nothing above your family and your loved ones, because as simple as it is, just like that, it can all be gone. Simple. I've lost a good few friends throughout the past 3-4 years, and it's not easy. People are dying and you can't go to the funeral because of COVID restrictions, because of lockdown, because of... So, you know, it just brings forth the importance of family.
And being outside. And
and
just
being
enjoying
able
with
to
them.
enjoy life, the simple things in life, a walk in the park. That's all me and my son do. We go walking in the woods, we go to the pond, we feed the ducks. It's nothing special, but it's that time that you need to just unwind and reconnect with the family. And yeah, it's very important these days.
And does your son appreciate and know that daddy is a big soca artist?
I don't think he knows I'm a big soca artist, but he sings my songs. So it's like, I make music. And if I play a track of mine and a track of another Bajan artist, he knows which one I am. Like, he can actively tell, right, that's daddy, that's not. So he's paying attention. He sees me write songs, I let him listen to the beats. And like, do you like that one? Do you like that one? He's like, yeah, I like this one, daddy, but I don't like that one. So I get him involved in the creative process. When he gets a little bit older, he'll be able to come and sit down in the studio and actually watch what we do. And yeah, he's getting there, man.
And have you had, or have you taken the chance or opportunity to give your other loved ones that, exposure to your creative process? Because I feel like sometimes artists like to save that for other creatives, but is there magic or any additional benefit to just sharing that moment with your nearest and dearest?
Yeah, well, my mum is a songwriter. My sister is an artist. Well, she was an artist before, Mackenzie Hart, which she used to do a lot of stuff in the Calypso tent.
Right.
So she used to do all the Calypso competitions and stuff like that. So my family is full of creatives. My brother plays the drums, I play the drums, I play keyboard, I play guitar. My mum plays piano, she sings, songwrites for the church. My sister plays piano, she sings. So the creative process is not just limited to the studio. Sometimes I can go to my mum's and be like, "Oh, mum, I got a beat you'd like." And my mum be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna write you a song." Well, now I'm still waiting.
But it's coming.
Do you get
It's
what
coming.
I mean? Yeah, I like to extend it. It's not just in the studio.
That's dope. I didn't think that the UK soca artists would have like that expansion of creative prowess, and they're sharing it with the family, and because sometimes
even with other artists, like certain times I would hear a beat and I'll be like, "Yo, I'm gonna need help with this," and I'll just send it to someone and be like, "Vibes this and tell me what you think, bro, because I'm unsure. I don't know what to do." So it's not just limited to my little group who I go to the studio with. All my artist friends, if I know like, right, this is a kind of whack-up rhythm, but I don't know where to place it, I send it to one of my friends that like to go fetting. What do you think about this? When you first hear it, what does it say to you? So I like to get opinions from all kind of, every corner, every kind of person. That helps me build the song as well. Their thoughts and their ideas and their visions. It helps.
that's good. You don't really hear artists sharing that thing. Obviously, nowadays people will meds a song on the IG live and tell me what you think, but really and truly, the song done, they're just teasing you up with the song.
Because I've done that before, and like you said, the song's already done. So what they say isn't really gonna
It might determine if I re-edit it quickly or if I just let it out to the world.
But when in the writing process, when you've just got like a hook or you've just got something there that you think, this is mad, and you just send a little voice note and the person's like, "Nah, I don't like it." That could reshape the whole song.
True.
That could reshape the whole entire song. So yeah, you gotta be careful with it sometimes too.
That's true. That's very true as well.
It depends on the project and the direction you're going.
Speaking of performances and fetting and all that in between, how do you feel now about the fetters, the party goers? Because do you feel like the pandemic has changed them and how they enjoy, absorb performances and for example, compared to before?
I think so, yeah. I think it's changed drastically. They're more willing to receive and they're more willing to come out and participate. And it's like, because it's like we took it for granted, basically. And the pandemic has put it back into focus that as easy as it's there, we can take it away too. So now that it's back, everyone's like, listen, if I'm going to this event, I'm enjoying myself full 100. Not 98, not 99.9, we're going full 100. So now, like in my first few performances back, I realized people are a lot more engaging, a lot more focused. Nobody's going to the bar again when you're performing. Everybody's getting their money's worth. I paid to get in here. I'm watching you perform, whether you're good or not. So yeah, it's definitely changed them, and it's changed me also, because I wasn't someone that used to go out a lot.
Yes.
Now my whole focus has changed. I try to actively go out every weekend. Actively. Let's find an event. Let's pull up.
See what's going on.
See what's going on. Let's feel the vibes. Everyone's
what
back
are
out.
people in?
Because we can't just lock ourselves away.
Very
As
true.
a creative, getting back into the space, I need all of this anyway, because I haven't been able to travel like I usually would. So I have to work with what's around me. So I have to go to every different corner and see, let's go to a dancehall event this week. Let's go down to an Afro Beats event this week, and a Soca event next week, and a little house party this week, and all that helps to build all the new material you're gonna hear for next year.
Right. New material. For sure.
100.
Because the last time I saw you, we spoke about new material, and you gave us Fireman. You gave us Way Outside. And I like Fireman in particular, because after Chocolate, I was wondering what you're gonna give the girl them next, because Chocolate bad.
Yeah.
And you got very, very good reception with Chocolate. Still get reception with Chocolate.
Still, all now, yeah.
Still.
Yeah. My biggest
And
song
then
today.
Fire is gonna be in there as well. Way Outside is coming up nicely, and I feel like, are we gonna get an EP finally? Maybe an album?
Bro, it's
I'm scratching my head because I'm like, we need the bodies at work now.
what's crazy right now in the studio, I think I've got about over 15 unreleased tracks.
So that's an album or
Literally.
2 EPs.
Yeah, and every time we go to the studio, we add to that. So we've just got a surplus of unreleased tracks that will probably never be released unless I do an EP or an album.
Yeah, give me the EP,
So
man.
I might throw one out there.
Give me the EP, because remember, you can give me the EP, do 1 and 2 videos, prep us up for the album.
Well,
Because
this is it. Well,
we
next
need
year
the album.
I've got a different target for next year. The focus is kind of switched a little bit. So music-wise, I'm just gonna do 2 big projects and done. So one of them could possibly even be an EP, because we've now got the time and the space to be able to refocus and do something like that.
Yes.
We've now got the material to say, right, we can take this verse off, send it to this artist and remix it. Let's come and do this. Let's put a road mix on this song that everybody likes. And so, yeah.
There's
now
more
got
to
the
play
time.
with.
Exactly. I didn't want to rush it down.
That's another thing. Do you feel like, because now we're out of the pandemic, you have to play catch up times 3, times 4, times 5?
Well,
or are you gonna now strategically?
This is it. A lot of artists thought, right, we're out of the pandemic, I need to flood around here with music. Me, on the other hand, I'm more strategic about it. I want to see what's happening first. I need to see what the people are saying first. I need to be ears to the ground, 10 toes down. I need to, and that's now built my vision for next year. I know where I need to go. I know what track I need to bring people's attention.
It was the Terrah Dan.
This is it, an essence of myself, and still being able to connect with every different island. There's a lot to put in the recipe to make the finished plate. But yeah, this year has put everything into focus for me, and for me, I need to be more methodical about it. Because I've tried the releasing loads of tracks. I've tried the releasing loads of tracks just overseas and just here. I've mixed it, so I kind of know what works for me now and what doesn't, and where my markets are. So my targets and stuff has changed now.
And are you going to be venturing, because it's the common trend within all the other genres, hip hop, drill, dancehall, Afrobeats. Are we gonna see more of you on TikTok? We've seen a lot of you on IG.
Yeah.
And that's good. And I really appreciate that artists like yourself are coming out of the box of more than just I'm an artist, but also I'm an entertainer, and giving us your day-to-day life, what you do for work, quality family time, you and the dog, you and your son. And then also you're giving us the creative process as well. So we're getting a more holistic picture of it. Are we going to see more of that on the TikTok? Are you going to try and venture into that?
Yeah, well, I've already got a TikTok set up at Terrah Official on every platform. But yeah, that's another thing I got out of the pandemic. I was able to sit down and look at my analytics and see exactly what was working for me. And the shift from Instagram to TikTok is just basically, because if you have me on Instagram, you know, I like to do reels, I like to do stupidness, you know, and I can easily transfer that over to TikTok. So right now on my TikTok, you get stuff like a day out with a DJ, you get a day in my work life, you get me going on holiday. It's just a mix of everything, but the analytics itself allowed me to see, right, this is what people want to see. People want to see me messing around with the dog, chasing the dog up and down. People want to see my son walking around. People want to see what I do on a day-to-day. So yeah, it definitely helps. Definitely helps. But TikTok, I'm down with the TikTok. I've got loads of stuff in the draft folder right now, ready to just fling out there.
On the flip side though, do you feel like sometimes you can overindulge in the social media hype and trends, and then it impacts how you're delivering as a musician?
Kind of, because I believe right now a lot of the musicians are taking inspiration from TikTok. Because all you need is 30 seconds or 60 seconds of your song to go viral, and that's it. Do you get what I mean? Like, so a lot of them are now more focused on these trends, more focused on social media, because they realize I can get the hit song, but it doesn't have to play on the radio.
True.
To be a hit song. I can put it on YouTube, raw version, say anything I want. I don't need to do a radio version, and I can still get 1 million views, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. And that's before radio play. Do you get what I mean? So I think a lot of the people, artists-wise and creatives-wise, their focus is now on social media and the platforms and how they can get the best out of these platforms. Which, you know, I agree. I'm trying to do that as well as balance
the radio, because I don't want to say negate radio, because remember one thing for certain, Instagram and TikTok and Twitter can shut down much more time than the radio station.
So when it locks off and everyone's having a meltdown,
it's radio back to again. The only thing when I lock down at Twitch.
This is it.
Yeah, because I remember saying to you that, yo, do a little kind of concert, something on the IG or the Twitch, because all you need to do is just go in your house, find one nice plant, set it beside you, get a little light, get your microphone, and just pour out to the people.
Do your thing, yeah.
And then now the platforms are allowing the viewers to tip you and pay you, and you might not make £1,000, but you might make
and get a little something, you get a little drink,
you get me?
You know?
And then you do that twice in the quarter. By the time you blink, you've said, wow, I've gone from having 100 viewers, that's basically 100 people in my show, to 1,000 people. That's concerts. So then now when I come out, I can say, well, I might not get you 1,000 straight away, but I might get 400.
Well, this is it.
And it would build from that.
This is it.
And we take it from
small and move up, definitely.
How do you feel though about the sound and tone of soca right now? Because this is another interesting undertone debate that's happening slash. There's an elephant in the room. This might be the what's a discrete animal? This might be the
That's the discreet animal.
this might be the zebra in the black and white room. Because there are quite a few productions in rotation now that are not, I wouldn't say soca, but they're being put out by the heavy hitters in the soca scene on a global scale. And I've spoken to other people before, and we're noticing a shift in the sound where it's coming to more Afro soca, Afrobeaty soca. Are you swaying to that side as well? Or are you going to try and keep it strictly bashment soca? How is Terrah Dan viewing the terrain? All pun intended.
It's a hard one, to be fair, because I think a lot of it is to do with trying to get soca that recognition to be mainstream also. They like to use our sounds in their music, why can't we use their sounds in ours? Kind of thing. For me, I've definitely noticed it, and it's something that I've said I need to try and go more back to the roots of soca rather than head in that direction. I'm trying to pull back and go back to where people are familiar and the nostalgia of soca. The nostalgia of a good calypso rhythm, but with a new school flavor, which I know that I can do, which I know that I can bring, you know? So for me, my focus isn't where they're going. My focus is where I can go.
Yes,
because
that's
sometimes
a big
you
difference.
need to take one step back to take 5 forward.
True.
Rather than take the 5 forward and end up in the wrong place. Do you understand?
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
So then in light of that, you mentioned old school calypso flavor. Who are some of the calypsonian artists that, you know, resonate with you from legacy years and even current?
Well, my favorite is gonna be Red Plastic Bag. Because that was I grew up with my gran. That was her favorite artist. Red Plastic Bag. Anything that Red Plastic Bag put out was played in my house religiously. So he's always been up there for me as one of the top calypsonians coming from Barbados. There's a few others, but I would say Red Plastic Bag. A lot of my inspiration in terms of calypso and a lot of the calypso songs that I liked were because of him. And because the fact that my gran would religiously play this one person, so you're kind of biased to it.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I love a good Red Plastic Bag song, man.
Red Plastic Bag, calypso, biases. Do you feel that it's easier to get not trapped but cocooned into your native tongue? So like you notice with, for example, from a fetus point of view, there's a certain set of people that they only want to hear Bajan soca, they just want to hear some Terrah Dan all night. And then there's right beside them there's their friend who all she want to hear is greens. Then behind them is one that he's a Lucian, all you want to hear is Lucian. Do you feel that is somewhat stifling the growth of everybody? Or is there a place for that individual diversity?
There's always a place to be patriotic. There's always a place for it, yes. But when you come to a soca event, you can't just expect, unless it's an independence event for your specific country, you can't expect 75% of one specific country. Although you do have certain DJs that come and just play their country music and
done.
They don't business what nobody else says. We're playing this. But for me, as a feta, there's got to be give and take there. There has to be give and take. Yes, you must hear a little Bajan bashment soca, you must hear a little jab, you must hear a little denery, you know, somewhere along the line. But you can't just come to the DJ and say, oh, I want to hear this, I want to hear this, I want to, and it's all Grenadian requests you're giving me. So I'm like, all right, when I play these for you, then the next person's gonna come up to me and say, why are you playing all this Grenadian music? I want to hear da-da-da. And now that's a whole Bajan selection.
Then now we're in a tussle.
And now you're gonna stand up in front of the DJ booth and look at me like, all right, you're not playing my song. But I need to cater for everybody. So as you can be patriotic, yes. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with requesting your country music. Be patriotic, but you also need to think it's not just you in the club.
It's not just.
It's
not just people. Trust me. It's not just. It's tough. It's tough. Who would you say is your favorite artist now to watch perform? Because you sound like a person that enjoys watching the art form.
Yeah.
In action.
I do.
So if Terrah Dan money wasn't an issue, you could travel, you could pay, you could get front row or whatever preferred seat you want. Who would Terrah Dan like to go and say, you know what, I want to take in this artist? Not to then improve your own craft, but just as a patron, a paid patron.
That's easy. Well, kind of easy. Because there's two names that are tied at the top.
Say them.
Little Rick and Problem Child. Everybody already knows Little Rick and Problem Child are my two favorite artists. And when it comes to performing, I've watched Little Rick perform many, many times, and he always gives me something different. But in this instance, I would have to say Problem Child, because I've worked with him, we have music together, I've spoken to him, we have conversations. And when I see him perform live on stage, is a completely different person to what I deal with off the stage. And the way he's so confident in what he does, he's premeditated. I like to kind of watch how people pull this off. Oh, this is a difficult crowd. I want to see how you pull it. And he just, as soon as his music plays, he just switches. And he's someone that I love to watch perform, him and Little Rick, because you always get something different. I always take a different something from them and add to my game. Always.
Problem Child, Little Rick.
And that's worldwide, you know. That's worldwide. Out of any artist in the world, them two.
Two. Do you feel then that those two artists can help us get what we consider that global recognition, aka the Grammy?
I think Marshall should have had that one wrapped up long time.
Do you think he's being denied the Grammy? With the amount of work that Marshall has given us.
Well, this is it. Like, our genre is not even on iTunes and them stuff there. So how can he win a Grammy? Do you understand? We haven't put in the basic work yet to be able to reap the rewards, as it were. I don't know why, or I don't know
what's stopping them from putting us in the,
in terms of Bungie Garlin, in terms of Marshall Montano, in terms of Kes, Patrice, Denise, you know? All these people are staples in our industry. The biggest of the big in our industry, Nadia. All these kind of people. So already America should have said, right, for this genre of music that we're taking this from and we love the plaudits and we love to put their songs in the starts of our shows and we love all these carnivals that they put on, but you don't give us our little genre, a little BET award, something. Do you know what I mean? Like, something. But in terms of the art, I think Marshall should have been there long time. They should have recognized Marshall's work for a long time. Personally.
Long time. But then again, do we feel like, do you think it's going to come anytime soon?
I think it will. I think it will, personally. Because now we have more and more soca artists coming out of America.
Yes.
So now that's putting a different spin on the way Americans view things now. Because now in America, you don't just have to be a rapper, you could be a soca artist too. You could be anything though.
And thrive, Carl.
And thrive. Because there's a lot of guys that are based over there and thriving and living good and getting shows and getting recognition in their cities and, you know, shout out DJ Cheen. He very loads of recognition in his city. Very, very, very well recognized.
I didn't even know he was Bayesian until very recently, halfway through this year.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a New York DJ that just decided to, you know.
But the simple fact that he's getting the recognition from his state is now going to make other states open their eyes, which would hopefully now make these big industry heads say, all right, cool, we've got something here. Although it was already there, but we've got something here. So baby steps, man.
So what is your view on because we're talking about movement, we're talking about the culture basically right now. I would love to get your opinion on something that's a trending topic now. The presentation, the packaging of the culture, so to speak, in terms of the sexualization of soca and carnival. Do you feel like we are treading along the same lines as dancehall as being over-sexualized, or are we still in a safe space?
I think personally, and this is my personal opinion, people that don't understand it over-sexualize it. Because all they see is women in bikini. That's all they see. They don't understand the meaning behind it. Yes, the designers have to take some blame also, because every year I'm seeing more and more slackness. Every year. You understand? So they have to take blame. Designers have to take blame. The consumers also have to take blame, because they're the ones buying these costumes. Do you understand? So if you now see a costume and you know, yo, that costume is fire, but you know within yourself it's a bit risque, you must be ready for the backlash. You must be ready for somebody to say something. But it's usually people that are not within our culture and don't understand our culture that usually have the most to say about certain things.
True.
Do you understand? So in my experience, a lot of the people that say, oh, you go carnival. Oh yeah, the bad girls in bikinis and... It's not a bikini, bro. Let me stop you right there, so it's not a bikini.
That is right.
It is a costume. Each costume has a meaning behind it, a theme, a reason for the particular colors, the particular gems, but people don't understand that. So for them, it's like, yeah, carnival, let's go shit, get your mama, get your body out. Whereas for us, it's more of a sacred thing. It's
Definitely.
more premeditated for us. We know what we're going into, we know what we're getting, and you know, so for us, it's not overly sexualized. We can go and dance with someone, a female can come and dance with me in full costume, and then song done, see you later. I never see her again, ever. Maybe till next year. Next year, carnival, same band, same place. Do you understand? So it's not us over-sexualizing it. It's usually people that don't understand.
That's a good point. But how can we better, market it so that way we reduce the sexualization? Because again, people can only take what we're giving them.
It's the times that we live in also. Do you understand? So you have to roll with the times. You can't go backwards, really, because it might not. Especially if you've built yourself on risque designs and modern designs and trendy designs, and all of a sudden you're going backwards. People are going to be like, what's going on here? You understand? So it's a catch-22 on our part. I don't know how we would kind of desexualize it, because right now, if you sing slackness, it sell off. You sing something that makes sense, it might do well, but it's not going to do as well as the slackness you just sang in the last song. You understand? So, I don't know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But within the scene, there's definitely things that we can do to kind of, you know, we have to try to bring it back to where it was originally. What was the whole point of Notting Hill Carnival?
In the first
In the
place.
first place, because I think now we're treading the line, but we're kind of veering slightly. And all it needs is one person to tote that line again, and I think everybody else will just fall back in line.
That's a big task for one person, though.
It's a big task. It's a very big task, but it's the one person, if you do it, and you say, right, I'm not going to be that revealing this year. I'm going to focus more on X, Y, Z.
True. Group collective effort. And then year after you do it, by the time you know it.
Exactly.
The
you might have
change.
a next designer friend that you show your design to, and they take inspiration from that and say, all right, cool. Instead of the 2-piece, let's make this a 1-piece. That simple things, you know? But yeah, it's a collective, and everybody has their little part to play. And they must do it.
And we must do it, definitely. Boy, this has been an education. So don't forget people, Soca Odyssey. You have to pick up the sponsors, carry merch, get your educated tops, get your lovable tops, get all your merch from them. Carry that merch on the Instagram. And of course, don't forget Flat Cap Drinks for the best rum and gin and vodka. Check them out. It's that time of year coming up. You get your packages, you get the dash of honey, you get your vanilla and cherry, you get your mixed spice, the large size, the medium size, the smaller size, any size, any occasion, they got your Flat Cap Drinks. Speaking on change and movement, there's something I've noticed that a lot of the artists are doing now. And they were doing it before the pandemic, and they're now definitely pushing through with it harder now. And that's the self-promotion of themselves, aka they're now doing their own events themselves. What is your take on that? Have you definitely started to venture into that fully? We know you have the merch and things.
Yeah, I've always had merch from the start, because in Barbados, that's the thing. If you bring out a song, you usually put your song title on a t-shirt. That's our thing in Barbados. So for me, it's an easy transition to do. Come over here and
do the same thing.
T-shirts, like what was the other bit you said there?
So artists doing their own shows themselves.
That was it. The own shows part. I'm part of Get Twisted UK, as you know. Get Twisted UK is now like 5 years old. The whole point of Get Twisted UK was to give up-and-coming DJs, up-and-coming artists, and everybody a platform. That was my whole thing. The platform's not for me, the platform is for you guys. If I know you're an upcoming artist and you got a song and you come to me and say, oh yeah, you got an event coming, can I get, yes, you can get a 50.
Straight up.
Come and test yourself, see what the crowd's saying, see how your song is, and I'll give you that. That was my take on the whole doing events thing. So that's how Get Twisted grew from there, really. I try to keep it separate from Terrah Dan.
Yes.
So Terrah Dan is Terrah Dan, and Get Twisted is Get Twisted.
Which is the best thing.
You understand? So I try not to mix it. I don't force DJs to play my music. I don't promote my stuff at Get Twisted events. That's not what it's there for. Get Twisted is its own entity, and Terrah Dan is something completely different. But I'm all for artists doing events, you know, especially in these times now. As an artist, you kind of see what people like, and you know that you can, if you've got a good following and your name's behind a certain event, you're gonna get a good outcome and get a nice night. So yeah, usually we built our name from ground up. So now when we Get Twisted on anything, we know we've got a little base. And if I know, all right, cool, Mr. Zaya's got a new song out, or Divine, or Trini Boy Juicy, or Mersey, or whoever, I give them a call and say, yo, I've got an event. If you guys want to slide through and do something,
please do.
Be my guest.
Do you though now? You've been in the game for years, more than 5 years, almost 10. You still get stage fright?
Yeah.
Because you've been on all the big platforms now, all the big stages now in the UK.
And people always laugh at me because I've got agoraphobia, which is the fear of crowds. I don't like crowds. Big crowds, I just hate it. But no one would ever know that.
That's interesting.
Because of how I react when I go on stage and I do my thing and I come back up, I'm back in my corner. Back in my corner. But if you realize when you see me out, I'm always in one place. I don't move from that whole place for the whole night.
True.
When I'm comfortable there, I can see everybody and everything. All right, cool. We're staying here. But for me, yeah, I don't like crowds. So people are always taken aback by that.
That is interesting because for a soca artist to be, fearful of crowds and don't like the energy of too much crowd.
I get so nervous. So as soon as I got the mic in my hand is when the nerves kick in. So just before I go on, maybe like a minute or whoever's doing the intro, my stomach's doing butterfly, my head's spinning, my hands are sweating, and I'm like, oh God. And as soon as they say Terrah Dan and I walk out, it's like, flip the switch, let's go. I can't let them see that I'm scared. I can't let them see that. So straight away, and by the first song's done, it's out of my head. And I'm like, what was I scared of in the first place? But it happens every time. Every time. Every time. It could be 4 people, it could be 400 people, it could be Dreamland. It doesn't matter where it is.
You're gonna have that, excuse me. It's interesting because sometimes we feel like artists are on a pedestal of confidence that sometimes they themselves have to muster it up, and we know artists have their vices, drink, smoke. Some artists, you need to give them a certain kind of platter of food and a certain kind of ambience. Them don't want nobody, they want to be by themselves, they want to have a prayer. Has your prep style changed over the years?
Yeah,
Do you now, are you a prayer? Are you a person that, give me a little drink or give me a little smoke or just give me...
When I first started, I never asked for nothing. Because I'm a new artist, I'm like, right, I'm just happy to be here. Like, now, at the stage that I'm at, my only requirement is room temperature water. That's my only actual requirement from a promoter.
Oh, okay.
In terms of pre-stage, like before I go on, I have a ritual. I literally go off on my own, do my little prayer in the corner before I do anything. And once I've done praying, it's like, yeah, this is Terrah Dan mode now. This is artist mode now. Let me get into character. Start to change my clothes, start rehearsing, make sure I'm going over the songs, make sure I know which songs are coming where, But over the years, it's kind of become more and more, whereas when I first started, it was nothing. I didn't want nothing from nobody. Now, I need 5 minutes to myself. I need some water. I need that, you know what I mean? I always roll with my DJ. Lex. So
big up Lex line every time.
That's one thing I'm very, very, very stubborn with, because we've built a rapport. We know each other like the back of our hands. I know when he's gonna change a song. He knows if I go left, he knows where that's gonna go because he knows me. So that immediately eases a lot of everything going on with me. That I don't have to deal with a DJ that might not particularly know my music. And then I've got to stop and tell you which one to play, and I've got to give you this and give you that. I don't need to be doing all of that now at the stage where I'm at. So
that's good.
Right now,
I feel like that's the best thing as well. I feel like the artists that have that one set DJ, even when you're a global sensation like Machel or
Kes has one DJ. That rolls with him everywhere. And that's kind of where it came from with me. That's where I first saw it. I was like, look at the relationship that them two have. No matter what Kes does, he knows. And he can back it. And no matter what he does, Kes knows. So straight away I was like...
Plus he's DJing for the band as well.
So they built that relationship. So me and Lex have had this kind of relationship for 9+ years, 10 years next year. Like me and Lex have.
It's a big year next year
Team
then.
246, yeah.
So what's happening? Talk to me about that, because this is
we
Soca
haven't
Odyssey.
even
We're
planned nothing
doing
yet.
about the journey. What's the inclination? We know you have 15 tracks put on already.
Yeah.
So that's what, an album or 2 EPs.
I think we might do something for our 10-year anniversary.
You need to.
Because that's just soca scene.
Yeah, you need to.
Definitely, but
you
yeah,
need to.
we haven't actually.
Because 10 years
thought that far ahead.
is a long time. People underestimate how much growth, development, blood, sweat, tears, energy, effort, participation, giving of and receiving of the culture that encompasses 10 years. A lot can happen in 10 years.
Yep, it's been a long.
A lot's happened in just the last 2. So
it's been a long 10 years, man. Very long 10 years.
So it's I feel like we need to see Teflon. we need to see Terrah Dan go into now, right? I'm Terrah Dan of 10 years.
Yep.
Let me show you now what the next 10 years has to have in store.
And that's exactly what's going to happen from next year. Exactly that.
And are we going to see more collaborations? Because I feel like the UK soca artists, you guys have done some amazing individual singles. You've done some collabs with amazing artists overseas. But where's the inter thing where you will say, yeah, you're gonna mash up that with Jam Juve, you're gonna mash up Soca Weekend with it, Ibiza Soca Festival, you're gonna mash up Dreamland, you're gonna give us something for the Wonderland, for the Groovy, you're gonna just mash up, inter collaboration, because there's so much talent here in the UK that I feel like if y'all know, put it all together.
Yeah, well.
Because we see Marshall do it. Marshall does collab with everybody just to keep himself relevant, to keep himself sharp, and also to bring the new energy. So
that's the thing. Me and Mersey have music together that's out right now. Simbali. I've actually got a track with Simbali and Lex Lion on it. And Simbali's actually written a few things and given me, same with Mersey, he's written a few songs and been like, yo, I think you'll be good for this. Even White Boy Winer has had rhythm sent to him and he's like, this ain't my style, but shout Terrah Dan kind of thing. So yeah, we do that kind of work, but behind the scenes.
We love to see
really, in terms of writing and vibes, and even in a couple of my tracks, if you listen good, you'll hear Mersey, you'll hear Joe Money, you'll hear Natia Daniels, you'll hear like...
Natia Daniels, oh my days.
Do you understand?
Come on.
I'm still in contact with these guys and we still work, but it's mainly behind the scenes. So when somebody brings out a song, you might hear my voice, just doing a low harmony in the back. But a lot of people won't recognize that it's my voice or their voice because it's blended and mixed and mastered so well.
And you did a concert this year, didn't you? Like a little mini concert.
Yeah.
We need, you can do it again, same place again, but now you have to feature more of the artists.
Exactly.
And we need to have...
Exactly. Because I had Marley and Mersey perform, two of my brethren. We got Marley and Mersey. And the numbers that actually came out to that shocked me. Like, you hosted it, you get me? So, but for me, to do something on my own for the very first time and people pulled up to support and stayed till the end, I'm like, wow, I definitely need to do this again.
And like I said, you can go to the same venue, but we're gonna go the full Monty and give you a performance.
I've had that thought as well. I'm in the midst of trying to find a better situated venue in terms of for the artists performing.
Pop Brixton, because they've redone their layout now. So
we definitely trying to get something going on, man. And there's a lot of us that. So obviously Mersey and them have Mass Must Play. You have Batch that has UK Zest. You have Parjo doing the Waves cruise and stuff. So, you know, there's a lot of us that have our individual brands that we could bring together and just make this happen. So yeah, it's definitely a thought that I've had and definitely something that I'm willing to do again, man. It was fun, hella fun. But I'll probably take the focus off myself and spread it. So everybody has an exact same time frame. You have this amount of time, do your thing.
And Shell,
This is it.
who is your favorite soca artist from the UK right now? Or who are your favorites? Like when you are driving your son to school in the morning.
I don't know if I can say it, man, because
Them not gonna beat you. Them can't beat you.
disclaimer, everybody's my bridge in it. Disclaimer. Disclaimer, I'm good with everybody. But you see when I'm driving, I need to hear a TBJ. I need to hear a Mazzy. I need to hear a Sun Divas.
Sun Divas.
You know,
ladies, what's going on?
I need
You
to
can't
hear.
see no again.
If you hear how Millie Walk sounds in my car, yeah, you understand. I need to hear it. But yeah, those are probably the three that I play the most.
So
to be
Trini
honest.
Boy Juicy, Mersey, Sun Divas.
Oh, and Parjo and Kaylee at the moment.
Kaylee
Kaylee and
and
Parjo,
they're going in.
they've got
That's
some
a good.
song-
That's a good combination.
They've got some songs there, and I'm like, yo, there's certain journeys.
But I feel like you're talking about unreleased tracks then.
Nah.
Or something that they got out.
Yeah, these tracks are out. These tracks are out.
Well, there we go. So, Parjo, Kaylee, we need you on the Soca Odyssey chair soon
man.
to come and talk to us about
Parjo's
what's
doing
happening.
a lot of work right now, and every song that he's releasing is just getting better and better and better and better. I'm like, yeah, there's certain journeys I take. I don't listen to nothing else except UK soca.
I love that.
UK-based soca music.
I love that.
From everybody that I know. We're going through the whole catalogue. From lieutenants straight back up the road.
Oh my days. You're taking it back, Lieutenants.
Straight back up the road. Sleeping Giant is still one of my favourite songs right now.
People, if you don't know Lieutenants, big up them, man. Foundation.
Yep.
Foundation soca-based artists in the UK. Definitely. And they definitely paved the way for a lot of people. And, you know, their legacy will forever be stamped and marked and highlighted in this thing, man. That's what Soca Odyssey is all about. It's just highlighting the journey of soca music through the UK and the players and the movers and the shakers. And it's a pleasure, man. Terrah Dan, this has been really good. I'm looking forward to seeing you outside. We know we're going to be at Ebony. We're going to have a time, come out, and for 2023, because I expect a big year from you, I can't lie.
2023
it's 10 years of Terrah Dan. I want, when we have this conversation again next year in November, I want to be able to say, well, here are 10 monumental moments for Terrah Dan. For just 2023 alone.
And you're going to get them. You're going to get them.
Because it's only right.
100%, man. 100%.
Man, this is beautiful. This is really, really good. Like, I'm excited to see what the future holds for you. But before we even go, enough of the future, let's talk about, like, let's get to know Terrah Dan a bit more, like, because I find like a lot of people, when they sit on the Soca Odyssey chair, people don't know them, they just know their songs. So we need to get to know Terrah Dan a bit more. What is Terrah Dan like, dislike? So, you know, I got to do the usual, ask you the fire questions to make people to get familiar with it one time. So, simple as that. Yeah. Royal Castle, correct. Royal Castle is only in Trinidad, isn't it? So we're not in Trinidad. We're in Barbados. Chafette or KFC? Chafette every time? Yeah. Chico pack?
Nah, not Chico pack. Wingdings.
Right.
Snap box.
If you were to take somebody to Oistins, first time they're ever in Barbados, which person in Oistins you taking them to? Or is it even taking them to Oistins?
That's the next thing. I wouldn't take them to Oistins.
Where you taking them then? It's their first time in Barbados. They touch down Thursday. They sleep. They wake up Friday.
Because
Friday
my
night
thing
now.
is, Oistins, I live far from Oistins, so I wouldn't take them to Oistins. I'd take them to St. Peter, down to Spitestown, the fisherman pub. It's like a little bar. It's situated on the water, so you can literally sit on the balcony and look out at the water. Fresh fish, fresh, nice cold beers, fresh food. Yeah, that's where I would take someone first time.
First time. Your favorite Bayesian-based event in Barbados?
Tipsy.
Mmm.
Tipsy is good. Or Jab Neville. Jab Neville.
Jab Neville. All right. Okay. Tipsy or Jab Neville?
Yeah. Either one, I'm happy.
Either one, you're happy?
Yeah.
Right. The infamous question we're going to have to ask you now. Captain Morgan or Ray and Nephew?
Brandy.
Brandy. All right.
Hennessy.
Hennessy.
Hennessy to
You
be
get me with
specific.
that. The Bayesian love Hennessy.
Yeah.
The Caribbean loves Hennessy.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know why we love it so much. Because them study Barbados, them study Jamaica as to why we drink so much Hennessy.
Hennessy and Magnum.
Yeah. We're
We're
drinking a lot of Hennessy and Magnum. Interesting. Very interesting. Is it lychee or Aki? Sorry, Guinea or Aki?
Aki.
It's Aki.
Well, I'm from Barbados, so it's Aki.
Aki.
Guinness is also correct, but that's
saying
an
Aki.
Aki big man.
That's an Aki big man? My goodness. It's guys, we're gonna forget about this because everyone else says Guinea, so I don't know why Barbados is saying Aki. Man. Crop over or Notting Hill?
Crop over.
Crop over? Mm-hmm. All right.
Just because it's hot. That's the only reason. Just because it's hot.
Fair enough. Let me get even more into the steam now. King Baba or Peter Ram?
Wow. Ram.
Peter Ram.
Ram.
All right.
They got King Baba, but Peter
But
Ram.
Peter Ram. All right. Cool. This next one. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I can do this one. No, they're a pair. It's not fair. I was gonna say Lead Pipe and Sadis and someone else, but there's no other pair to tie them up with. So I'm trying to think of somebody else. Perfect.
Oh dear.
Hyper Sounds or I can his name get Hollaback.
Dearie me. I know both of them personally.
Remember, it's no offense, guys. Don't get Hollaback. All right, cool.
That's a mad question.
All right. Now, this is the final question before we wrap up the show. Remember, people, follow, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Share this out. If you're a Bayesian and proud, share this out. If you love soca music, share this out. This is Soca Odyssey. Don't forget, we got the sponsors. Flat Cap Drinks, Carib Merch. We outside, get Fissy DK. Final question, yeah?
All right, cool.
This one is going to be hilarious. DJD or Lex Lion?
Oh, Jesus, Lord, have mercy. You know what? DJD.
Done, the show's done. That's it. Terrah Dan, where can they follow you on the socials?
Yo, follow me everywhere at Terrah Official. That's TERRAH Official on every single platform.
We love that. Looking forward to seeing what you have in store for 2023. People, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, keep on the show, keep on the journey with us. It's Soca Odyssey, brought to you by WORLMAG. I've been your host, Sir Florential out of Flag Sound. Don't forget to sponsor Carib Merch, Flat Cap Drinks. We'll see you very soon. We outside.
Wow.